and tremendously long. That was a 3-wood, Roger.
Yeah. 3-wood for him. A couple drivers for mere mortals. And just a moment ago, we heard Ed Snead report about Raymond Floyd. His is the tee shot of Raymond. That went right in a hurry. That's why you like this alternate shot with a partner, huh?
Well, that helps. That's why this game is easier played this way when there's 2 drives off the tee.
Now, Mark Calcavecchia at 16.
From 240 yards.
Second shot, the par 5.
3-iron.
Oh, terrific.
Roger, that was the first time on this hole that they had the honor, and they're 9 under today.
Well, the other team's 12 under. So that'll be an eagle putt for Ian Baker-Finch. And a moment before that, David Raymond Floyd with his second shot.
How sweet it is. Good shot. Man, is that a one.
And just barely caught that oak tree, and we'll move to 17, 166-yard par 3, and Jack Nicklaus. Greg Norman has already hit his tee shot.
Come on up, come on up.
And Jack doesn't get the ball up on the green. That'll roll back into the bunker.
Almost in the west. Yeah, right in front of me.
Out at the par 5 16th, Fred Couples now with the third shot of the Couples-Floyd duo.
It's about 80 feet from the hole, Roger. Fringe is very, very smooth. He's chosen a putter.
It's Fred's wife, Debbie, holding the flag there. Must be putting a lot better when he's having it held when he's that far away and off the green.
Get in there.
Roger, 3 weeks ago when he was at the Nabisco, Jack Burke helped him on his putting, and Fred said it's the most help he's ever gotten on putting in his life. Felt like it really could change his whole career.
Well, he's shown it so far here. Now, Arnold Palmer.
His new flatter stance, the putter, ball well away from his feet compared to where he used to be.
This for birdie at 14.
Oh.
God, you hit that good. How does that not go in?
And a moment ago at 18, Tom Weiskopf off a beautiful second shot by Gil Morgan for birdie at 18. This to get them for a round of 9 under 63. And what a big move by the Morgan Weiskopf group. This is Ian Baker-Finch. You saw that beautiful shot of Mark Calcavecchia. Now this is for eagle to get them to 18 under. Oh, it just stayed out there. He might be, since Crenshaw's had a few problems, the best putter out on tour right now.
Well, they all putt well, too. And of course, you're getting streaks. You could make everything. This man here's been a fine putter a long time.
We'll check back on Raymond Floyd in a moment, but we're going to move up to the tee at 15. Arnold Palmer.
181 and about 75 to carry it right at it. I hit 5 irons.
Hole playing a little into the wind.
I like it
today.
You have any problem with that? No, I like it. That's the club.
Arnold put it about 2 feet from the hole at number 12, which had an extremely difficult pin position. That was the first par 3 on this 9.
So from what the caddy said, Roger, it's 175 to carry the water on line with the pin and flag 6 yards back. 181 to the flag.
Are we splitting, Peter? Are we splitting, Peter? Oh, yeah, baby. We're splitting.
Right behind the hole.
About 10 feet.
Yeah.
Oh, it hit me forward. That ball hit on the front part of the rock.
And a moment ago, Raymond Floyd for birdie at 16 to get his team to 21 under. And so a 4-shot lead over Jacobsen and Palmer, Calcavecchia and Baker-Finch.
You were asking me if we were splitting.
So get off the tee.
And I was thinking yes, and you were thinking
No, you're keeping that card. Look at Curtis over there. Hurry up.
You need a car?
5 iron here.
You need a car?
Huh?
Sounded like Jacobsen was going to hit a 5-iron.
Well, are we splitting?
We're splitting. No, I'm keeping it.
Good shot.
So Arnold's tee shot inside of Peter Jacobsen.
I think about 10 feet.
David, Peter has a rather wide stance, doesn't he?
Wide stance, and I think he may do that because through his career he's had back problems, so maybe this helps a little. But Peter's swinging very well. I think he's got the club going farther back than he used to. He used to get about 3/4. Now he's right on land there and makes a good move down through the ball. Now this is where the good player really shines. The weight going to the left side, you release and come up and follow the ball. You do not keep your head down, as you hear so many people say. Come up and watch where that ball goes.
Marco Mira next on the tee.
Very important this team makes a birdie. They have to birdie 3 of the last 4 to get back in the game.
Turn it.
Stay in here.
Oh, and
That is down in the water.
Same thing mine did.
Well, that is the long side. Anything to the right there, the hazard goes away from you. It's a little longer carry if you're right of the flag.
Curtis Strange is next.
You get so mad at yourself if you'd be mad enough if it was just you.
This is a nice one. There's some left or right in there up there.
Now it puts it on Curtis where you absolutely have to favor the left side.
Playing with a new set of golf clubs this week.
Good. Good.
That looked right also.
Ooh, dangerously close to that.
As I said, you got to favor the left side.
Yeah, right. Well, Ed and Judy are partners in foursomes, alternate shots. It's Ed's turn to play. He inadvertently moves his ball and incurs a penalty stroke. Who plays next, Ed or Judy? Ed, what's his playing today?
Roger, today it's about 160 yards, just under 160 to the hole. Raymond Floyd has put the ball on the right side of the green. The wind is not much out here today, but it's swirling around, and the players are having a little trouble reading the wind. That's why some of them are having problems at 15. Just a good 8-iron.
Good swing, Freddie. Be a 1, hon. Go in.
Oh, right over the pin.
Be a 1, huh? You could hear Raymond.
This is just remarkable to see this kind of golf. They're 14 under, could go 15 here.
And the answer to our rules quiz, and let's bring in Frank Hannigan.
Well, the answer, Roger, is that Ed plays next because in alternate shot play, penalty strokes do not affect the order of play. Judy, of course, would have known the answer and helped that out.
You bet you would. Now Mark O'Meara at 15 for birdie.
This is the problem this team has had today, Roger. They've been leaving themselves this length putt. They have not had the ball very close to the hole, and they haven't made a whole lot of them. They birdied 10 and 11 from very short distances, but they really haven't had the ball close.
Bob, they may remember this putt from yesterday in that it doesn't break as much toward the lake in front of the green as it looks as though you do. Because if you get it outside the right, it stays there, just like the Jacobsen-Palmer team a minute ago. Because they made that putt from the other side of the hole yesterday. At least Curtis did.
I think Curtis thought he'd missed it yesterday low, and it stayed straight.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
I thought they might remember that. It's hard to go against what your eyes tell you.
What do you see, partner? You see, Mike?
Peter Jacobsen, Arnold Palmer.
Kind of like that last putt you just hit. You like it? What do you see, Michael? You like that left side, Arnold? Yep. I like that, exactly.
Peter and Arnold are 6 under on their round today. Shot 11 under in yesterday's opening round.
Wow.
Out in fairway at 18, Greg Norman, his second shot. They bogeyed the 17th hole. You saw Greg's ball on the front of the green. They 3-putted. Norman and Nicklaus today just 3 under par. Pin cut in the front, and Greg finds the top shelf there, and it doesn't come back. So Jack Nicklaus will have a rather tricky downhill putt for birdie.
It's being a little better host than Greg is trying to be.
Now back to 15. It's a par putt for Curtis Strange.
This is kind of when it gets hard, Roger, because you haven't hit a putt on this green, and he hasn't hit a putt, but one putt the last hole, one putt on the 13th hole. So you're really not in sort of a putting rhythm at this point.
Good roll.
Yeah, it's safely in, so Strange and O'Meara remain at 16 under. As we go to 17 and a birdie putt for Mark Calcavecchia.
Good putt. Boy. Went a lot.
Palmer tapped in for the par back there at 15. So Jacobsen and Palmer remain at 17 under, tied with that Calcavecchia and Baker-Finch pairing. There's a look at our leaderboard. And just a moment ago at 18, the second shot for Andy Bean, playing along with Bruce Lietzke. They're just 2 under today. Wonderful golf shot there. So Lietzke will have that putt for birdie as Lanny Wadkins misses a birdie putt at 16. And Crenshaw and Wadkins are just 2 under today.
That missed birdie putt, Roger, is exactly why you haven't seen much of them on the leaderboard.
Raymond Floyd tapping in for the par at 17. Excuse me, for birdie. After that wonderful tee shot by Fred Couples, so that gets them to 22 under. Ian Baker-Finch taking a look at this par putt that Mark Calcavecchia has left him with.
Roger, a friend of mine at home has, for some reason in Houston, has trouble saying Ian. He calls him Leon Baker-Finch.
Good shot, Fred.
Couples and Floyd are 22 under par and 14 under on their round today. About 30 miles east of here on Highway 101, a notorious Southern California freeway, we find one of the state's major tourist attractions. It's Universal Studios, which attracts 5 million visitors a year. Universal's thrills include the recreation of an earthquake with the intensity of 8.3 on the Richter scale, Bruce the shark from Jaws, and good old King Kong himself. Just over a week ago, there was a major fire here. It destroyed several movie sets and caused $25 million in damage. Happily, most production has continued and studio tours have resumed in their entirety. Golf has always been a Hollywood favorite, and during our broadcast today, we'll show you some of the links between the game and Hollywood. Greg Norman, and right now he's looking at a par putt at 18. You remember the second shot in there by Greg was up on that top level. Jack Nicklaus putted it wide at this point, so Greg has this putt coming back for par. So the team of Norman and Nicklaus could finish at 10 under, 3 under on their second round today. So that's a total today of 5 bogeys.
Well, 3 putts.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 putts, 17 and 18. That is really a sour way to finish.
So Jack has to get his putter to finish this 18th hole off. So that group drops back to 9 under and just 2 under on the round today. Just a moment ago on the tee at 16, Arnold Palmer.
Perfect.
Hang.
Yeah.
Oh, and dangerously long.
Well, it's okay now.
Oh, look at the smile on Arnold's face. And just a moment ago also was Curtis Strange on the tee at 16.
Hard. Love you. Don't ever change.
That might be a little too far left. They've got that oak tree to contend with right down there by the front of the green. Couples and Floyd, if they just par 18, they shoot 58.
That's phenomenal, because yesterday in the best ball, which is the easiest of the games to play possibly, or certainly easy the first 2, they shot 64. Now today they're going to shoot 58 if they par it, as you say.
Well, disappointing Saturday for Norman and Nicklaus, as they are just at 9 under, along with Mahaffey and Rodriguez, and then Bean and Lietzke at 8. We'll move out to the 18th fairway, the 446-yard par 4.
Roger, these are 2 phenomenal drives. This hole is almost 450 yards, and they only have about 130 yards left. A quick mathematician can tell you that's about 320 yards off the tee.
Who hit the longest ones, Ed?
Well, I believe that Raymond hit the ball in the fairway after Fred drove in the right rough, and then Ian Baker-Finch drove the ball just a little bit past Raymond's drive. 2 phenomenal drives. Couldn't lay it down any better.
Well, I must say, though, Ed, it is a little bit downhill, which helps it. Of course, those are awesome numbers, but people at home a lot of times say, well, how do you hit the ball that far?
Well, Dave, it does run downhill after it gets out to the landing area, but they drive uphill to start with. I think the tee is actually lower than the fairway.
Well, I think you got the right man playing the iron shot. That's what's good about this, and a little strategy used in this, though there wasn't a choice of drives now, because this Fred, of course, has just come off hitting a super iron shot to 17. Here's a shot, too, Roger, where he can throw it well by the hole. You see the ridge behind it there. It acts almost as a backboard, so you can be a little aggressive here, which you want to be because of the water in front.
Fred also plays it left to right. Went to the short side, did he?
That just leaves a putt for 57, Roger.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? Now out at 16, Curtis Strange.
Here's something you wouldn't see very often, but they are selecting to play the drive in the rough. Curtis's drive stayed in the fairway, but caught a real bad lie, a very sandy kind of lie. It was only about 3 yards behind Mark's drive, but they have chosen to play the ball in the rough. Curtis has a good lie. Going to have to bring it in from right to left. He's about 245 yards.
The angle was better, though, Bob, from the other ball.
The angle was better
Yeah.
from the ball in the fairway, but the lie just wasn't good enough.
Strange and O'Meara with 4 birdies and a bogey today.
Got to play a little hook in here, Bob.
Yes, he does. He's got to start it right at the right edge of the green and draw it into that hill. It's a pretty good looking shot.
Just went underneath the tree and bounces onto the green, but it really picked up some speed, David, and has rolled through the green.
Well, it's coming out of the rough, so it's a little hotter than you would be with a regular iron shot. When you have to take enough to get there, and every once in a while, if you get a scooter, it goes farther than you judged it was.
Now Peter Jacobsen.
Peter's 210 to the front, 235 to the hole. Peter drove out of play, so have to use Arnold's. Good lie in the rough.
He didn't
Way
like
left,
it.
partner.
Oh, and it's come down behind that big oak tree. That's going to be a difficult play for Arnold Palmer. Now, a moment ago at 17, this was Ben Crenshaw for birdie.
A little more Crenshaw-like.
So Crenshaw and Wadkins get to 12 under, and also in that group, Hale Irwin, partner Wayne Levy. This for birdie. And nicely done as they move now to 15 under. That group with 5 birdies and an eagle today. As we take a look at the 18th green, big crowd around it here at Sherwood Country Club. On an absolutely gorgeous day. There is not a cloud in the sky here. Very little breeze, temperature about 70. Ian Baker-Finch, the second shot of Mark Calcavecchia, just spun back off the green.
Doesn't have much fringe to putt through, though, Roger, as you can see there. He's putting uphill, so he can be aggressive here. Never hit it. Never was enough speed there.
It looked like he wasn't grounding his putter there. It looked like that fringe might have been bothering him.
But that's a
just
good
bit.
tip, too, though, to not ground your club where it gets stuck on your backswing. So sometimes you don't hit it solid when you do that. You got to hit down on it a little bit.
Or sometimes, as we see, like Mike Donald at the U.S. Open, where he used the end of his putter when he was on the fringe. Now Raymond Floyd has this putt for birdie, and Couples and Floyd would have a round of 15 under today. That would be. We don't get to say that too often in golf, do we? Dave at 57.
I mean, you would just think that 10 under in a situation like this would be a fine, and as a matter of fact, that's what Calcavecchia and Ian Baker-Finch are, would be a fine score. These guys have spread eagle the field. They're 4 strokes out of the next best round so far.
And 5 shots ahead right now. It could be 6 over Jacobsen and Palmer and Calcavecchia and Baker-Finch.
One thing is you're not going to scare Raymond with the score. You had the right man putting, and the couple's caddy gives the partner a little kiss there. What a round of golf.
57. 15 under par. And they are at 23 under after 2 rounds of this RMCC Invitational. I want to see a lot of red. Birdie, eagle at 2. Lousy par at 3 and 4. And birdie, 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 par, par. And then the backside. Look at what they did there. An eagle at 11 and just the 1 par at 15. As we go to 16 and Arnold Palmer.
Arnold has a terribly difficult shot, Roger. He's got a downhill lie, fairly thick rough. Only chance he has is to pitch the ball under the tree, land it short of the green, and then just hope, because you have no control over this kind of a shot. Anything within 15 or 20 feet of the hole would be a great shot here.
Did you get any indication what Peter was trying? Was he trying to hit a cut in there, or it just got away from him, Bob?
He just got away from him and got over the top of it a little.
He flubbed it. Just didn't get to the ball. That, as you say, very difficult golf shot to try to get close there.
Now, a moment ago, this was Mark O'Meara, the 3rd shot of the O'Meara Strange group for eagle. Well, you like to walk up and have those putts for birdie, don't you?
Yogi Berra used to say you can nonchalant that one.
Arnold Palmer makes the par putt. Remember, he had left his pitch short. Peter Jacobsen had gotten it to that point, and then Arnold makes the par putt. And that was pretty good par from where they were at, David.
It sure was after where the second shot wound up.
The defending champions moved to 17 under, along with Jacobsen and Palmer, Calcavecchia, and Baker-Finch. And just a moment ago, second shot for Hale Irwin at 18. Come on.
Oh, he carried 2 or 3 feet too far. Look at him.
And as we take a look from the 17th green to the left and up, if this piece of real estate looks familiar, if you ever watched the television show MASH, this is the scene where the helicopter comes over that mountain. And in this area out here, called the Hidden Valley, many movies and television shows have used this beautiful area.
Pretty strong.
Yeah. I think that's the hardest spot there on the green when it's short on this 17th hole, Roger. That's a difficult pin position. Wasn't too difficult for Fred Couples today, but it's, I think, the hardest pin position there at 17.
How much of a bailout when that pin is cut left in front?
376. Oh, partner. I got it. 7 on. I got it down in the hole and just a bit. Hard to come forward.
So there's a lot of conversation here about what club to use.
Hey, whatever you feel like. I mean, I think you can. I like to.
Well, to make it any kind of, they got to get back in here. It's very important they make a birdie. You know, this is the easiest birdie if you had to try to birdie one of the last 2 holes. Otherwise, Couples and Floyd are very much in the catbird seat. 6-stroke lead. One of those wins at the AT&T this year, playing with his father in the tournament. Bob, wonderful guy, good golfer.
Okay.
A pin high for Marco Mira.
Just smooth, Mark. I like it. I mean, you hit it just smooth, huh? Hey, it's a nice one. That's a nice one. I think it's just a nice 7 for you.
Pretty good 7 for us.
I don't want to take anything off. No.
You heard him talking about nice smooth 7-iron.
Well, their games would complement each other a lot, Roger. It may not, you know, I don't know how many times Raymond might ask Fred Couples, you know, what did you hit there?
Yeah.
All right, just sort of relate to it a little bit. Not good.
That's the distance they've been leaving themselves every hole. They got a full shot in there.
Just a moment ago, Wayne Levy for birdie at 18. Remember, Hale Irwin's second shot stayed up on top of that ridge. This is a difficult putt. Big break from right to left and then back to the right. It's a pretty good read by Wayne. Hale Irwin would go ahead and tap that in for par. So Levy and Irwin 15 under and 7 under on the round today. Now Arnold Palmer at 17.
David, I think his Achilles heel the last few years has been his iron play, but it has changed today.
Yeah. Well, that's why his putting suffered, I believe.
Oh, Lord, I'm trying
Lost this way to the right. That baby is up unplayable.
Yeah. So, Peter Jacobsen.
Just as soon, Bob, as we congratulate him on his fine iron play.
The Achilles heel came and got him again. This ball is to the left.
Come on out of here.
And it doesn't quite
Pretty
kick
difficult chip left from there.
back off that
How
hill.
does it stay up there? How does it stay on that hill?
Well, an easy little 57 today for Raymond Floyd and Fred Couples. We need to check your handicap cards here or anything.
It was something else.
It was a lot of fun, Roger, but as I said here earlier, it's a whole lot of fun playing from where Fred drives the ball. I can throw all my long irons and medium irons away. It's wedges and 9 irons.
Fred, how good are you playing right now? I mean, Nicklaus and Norman were in here yesterday, and they just couldn't believe how well you were playing.
Well, as Ray said, it's end of the year, so that's usually what happens. Then you start playing great, and I can go sit in the couch for a while. But before Nabisco, I went down to Houston and practiced pretty hard. And didn't play very well there, but went to Japan. And then, what a partner! You know, if I had his mind, I'd probably win a few more tournaments. He's very, very intense and keeps me on my toes, and he's great to play with.
Well, another guy's played pretty good is Arnold Palmer. We're looking at him out at 17 right now. This is their second shot.
Come on in the hole. Oh, come on in the hole. Good putt.
That's good effort by Arnold. So Peter will have that tap in. Raymond, when's the last time you had this much fun? I mean, 15 under par.
Well, I don't think we could even dream of shooting that low, especially an alternate shot. But Freddie's not giving himself enough credit. Believe me, he's playing fabulous. He is driving the ball as long as I've ever seen him drive it, and as straight. And when you can drive the ball like he does, and he's really good, he's really a good putter as well. He's a streak putter. And yesterday he didn't make anything. And today he got his speed right, and he started holding everything. So all I was doing was walking down, hitting his drive up, meeting him off the edge of the green and saying, "Good putt, Fred." So he was playing 2 shots and I was playing 1. It was a lot of fun, believe me.
We did. We got off to a great start. I drove it on 1 in a bunker and he had like a 35-yard shot and he hit it a foot. 2, he held a nice bunker shot for eagle, and then I was pretty nervous. You know, alternate shot, I was thinking, okay, you're going to have 4 and 5 footers all day, and you know, the way I putted yesterday. But what a start, and I did putt very well.
Well, Curtis Strange putted pretty well yesterday. He made 11 birdies. He's got a birdie chance here at 17, as the defending champions right now are at 4 under, and this could get them into second place all by themselves. But that stays out to the left. Well, you guys have a good evening tonight, and you're going to have a pretty comfortable lead going in that scramble tomorrow. So enjoy yourself and best of luck.
Thank you, Roger.
Thanks, Roger.
Fred Couples and Raymond Floyd at 23 under par, and they've got a 6-shot lead in the second round of the RMCC.
Our prize present.